are faced with an opportunity to win a third Super Bowl in 4 years, something that's never been done before, and that's the motivating thing for me.
You can't make history losing, but you can make history winning. And we want the glory. We want it all. We greedy. We selfish. We want it all.
Going for the bomb again from Michael Irvin in the corner of the end zone. He bobbles the ball.
Oh, what a catch. Oh, man.
Pass over the middle, caught by Deion Sanders. Sanders doing the dance all the way down the field. He's hard to keep up
with. There's no way in the world that they're going to let this little bit of glory slip by. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be right there because this is a chance for me to get 5 Super Bowl rings.
It won't mean a hill of beans, man, if we don't win the Super Bowl. When you get to the final game of the season and win it, hopefully win it, it makes all your personal goals worthwhile.
Handoff, Emmitt Smith at the 15, to the 10, he'll score! Emmitt Smith dances to the end zone! And Dallas, your team is about to return to a Super Bowl. Aikman to pass on 1st and goal from the 3. Wide open. Jay Novacek. Touchdown. Here's a pass in the flat. Picked up by the Cowboys. Larry Brown may score at the 30, 20, 10. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
The Cowboys need one more play to win their 5th Super Bowl.
Handoff Emmitt Smith on the right-hand side. Touchdown. Emmitt Smith scores.
And Dallas, you can celebrate because your Cowboys are world champions again.
Back to throw again is Aikman. Some pressure. Gets the pass away. Eric Davis picks it off. He's got a lane down the left side. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown 49ers. One goes back to throw. Rice is out there. Touchdown 49ers.
We were in the conference championship game, and I wished we'd played our best game of the year instead of our worst game of the year, and not it's self-destructed like we had. But we were a good football team, and we'll be a good football team next year because of our core talent base that we have. We will be playing with new faces. There is a transition, there is a change, and but it sweeps all NFL. There are 26 players that were not on the Cowboy roster 2 years ago. It will be a different football team in '95.
We would have liked to, over the last 2 years, kept every free agent we've lost. But the good news is we've had people step up there. But the people that are our heart, the people that have the work ethic, the people that we look to make the big plays, we're going to continue to build around them.
The spark plug of the 1995 Cowboys Super Bowl machine was Emmitt Smith, as he emphatically reminded a national TV audience on opening night at the Jersey Meadowlands. If there were any concerns about Emmitt's hamstring problems of '94, they were quickly dispelled the very first time he touched the ball.
He's going to score! Touchdown Cowboys! A 60-yard ramble by Emmitt Smith. Is he back? I would say so.
Smith clocked in with 163 yards while tying a club record with 4 touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Dallas defense posted its first shutout since 1992. But their New York counterparts had no answer for Michael Irvin, who torched the Giants for over 100 yards and his first score of the season. Dallas made it all look easy in what proved to be its most decisive win of 1995. The following week in their home opener, the Cowboys were more severely tested by the visiting Denver Broncos. Denver put the ball in the end zone 3 times, but that still wasn't enough to offset the precise passing of quarterback Troy Aikman, who also punched in his first and only rushing touchdown of the season.
Bootleg to the right, still running, cuts it up at the 5. It's scored! Degree of difficulty you wouldn't believe.
We ain't giving up nothing. Shut up, baby. Shut up. We ain't giving up nothing. We ain't giving up nothing.
The Dallas defense was led by number 94, Charles Haley, who sacked John Elway twice. And when Elway himself wasn't sent in reverse, his passes were.
Elway, short drop, pass thrown, blocked by Hennings, intercepted by the Cowboys. At the 20, down to the 10, down to the 7. Larry Brown on the tip drill.
The Cowboys' on-field performance and off-field dealings only added to their fans' lofty expectations for 1995. Indeed, Dallas finally did have Deion Sanders, signing him to the NFL's most generous contract.
I haven't been listening to anything on television, nothing at all. I sit in the hotel room. Who else comes on TV but Jerry? Jerry said, Deion, if you out there. I said, yeah, Jerry. Dallas is the place for you. And that was the first time I really seen it in his eyes that he was really sincere and this could be a beautiful relationship, and that's when I made my decision. I want to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Arthroscopic surgery would sideline Sanders until late October, but his new teammates created some prime-time excitement of their own against Minnesota.
We can't give him any slack, any
Pressure, baby.
They disrespecting our ass. Already. Let's go already. We ain't kick the ball off. That's enough to piss anybody off. Let's put the ass in their own house and take it back to Dallas where we can enjoy it.
Straight back to pass as time. Throws for Irvin in the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys.
After Dallas scored first, the defense created problems for the Viking coaching staff.
We're not blocking them. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Brian, but the last 3 runs have got less than a goddamn yard.
Smith behind Johnson with Novacek in motion. They give to Emmitt Smith. Backs and slides. And
the Cowboys forged ahead 17-10 when Jay Novacek scored the first 2-point conversion in team history. The lead seemed safe with only seconds to play, but it wasn't.
We're coming to get you! Let's go, baby. Keep it up. Keep it up.
33 seconds. All we have left. Back goes Boone. Fires to Chris Carter. Touchdown! Diving in the end zone. Chris Carter against Clayton Hole.
I can't believe it. Check me out, baby.
Just keep fighting. No big plays. Just keep fighting, baby. We'll win this thing.
In overtime, Dallas won the toss. Then Troy Aikman navigated through the Viking defense with 2 crucial completions. On the 5th play of the series, Aikman turned the keys over to Emmitt Smith, who promptly drove right to the winner's circle.
To Emmitt Smith, left tackle running room 30. He may score to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Dallas. This game is over. The Cowboys have won it. A 31-yard run by Emmitt Smith in overtime. And Dallas wins in a thrilling come-from-behind fashion here in the Metrodome tonight.
Barry Switzer was still smiling a week later when Buddy Ryan's Cardinals came calling to Texas Stadium. Arizona's defense never did quite figure out a way to stop the Cowboy triumvirate of Aikman, Irvin, and Emmett as Dallas rolled to its 4th straight win.
Goal from the 6, handoff Smith to the 5, touchdown Cowboys.
A lot of backs have played this game a lot of years who would like to have had a year like Emmett's had in September.
Smith was just as deadly in the air, posting his season high in reception yardage. And when Emmett finally got a breather, his understudy, Sherman Williams, virtually covered the earth with the first touchdown of his NFL career.
With
count for Aikman. Handoff Williams. He gets the first down. 35-30. They score to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Sherman Williams.
Next, Dallas tried to muscle in on Washington.
That's what the Redskins are going to do right there to the Cowboys. Right there. Power! The power! The power!
The power don't lose, though. I can't compete with that, so I got the power.
That's right. Shock the world day today, baby. Shock the world day.
The Redskins indeed had some surprises for their guests, but the Cowboys were also victimized by a run of bad luck.
Lobs it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Darrell Johnston.
And Aikman looks like he's hurt. It looks like he might have hurt his knee or ankle. He's shaken up. He's having some trouble. He's standing up, but they're going to have to come get him.
A calf strain sent Aikman to the sidelines, but the Cowboy defense seemed ready to step up in his absence.
Intercepted by Woodson, 35-30, 25-20, down to the 15, to the 10. Garrett Woodson to the 5, touchdown Cowboys.
Woodson's score put Dallas ahead, but it would be their last lead of the afternoon.
Left to Mitchell, to Logan, touchdown, Washington Redskins. The Redskins have done it, upset the Cowboys at RFK.
Few team observers felt Aikman could even walk to the team bus, let alone start the following week at home against Green Bay. Much to the Packers' dismay, number 8 was in uniform and in the lineup the entire afternoon. Aikman shredded the Packer defense for over 300 yards and a pair of scores to Jay Novacek and Michael Irvin as Dallas raced to a 21-point advantage.
Now at the 48-yard line in Green Bay territory. Deep drop for Aikman. Steps up. Going for the bomb. Michael Irvin wide open. Touchdown Cowboys.
Oh, what a play. Yeah.
Green Bay couldn't stop Aikman in the first half and couldn't contain Emmitt Smith in the second, as number 22 scored his 11th touchdown of the young season to put the game out of reach. Next up for the Cowboys was an all-expenses-paid weekend in San Diego against the defending AFC champion Chargers.
Cowboys are headed for a major wipeout!
From San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium on a beautiful Sunday, the Chargers are coming off the road. America's team is in town. Troy, Emmett, Michael, the Dallas Cowboys are here to meet the Bolt.
It was a meeting the Chargers probably wish they had never attended.
Tony Martin got flattened. Gilbert to throw. Here comes the blitz. He gets sacked. The ball is knocked loose. Hot football. I think they're going to say the Cowboys may have recovered it at the 49-yard line.
The Cowboys' first scoring drive followed a script that had become painfully familiar to their opponents. Troy Aikman to Michael Irvin, setting up an Emmitt Smith touchdown plunge. Then the Cowboys altered their cast of characters, but wideout Kevin Williams and fullback Darrell Johnston got the same results.
Handoff Johnston. He just walks into the end zone. There's a Moose scoring a touchdown.
The fierce pass rush led by Tony Tolbert tallied 6 sacks and 4 Dallas takeaways.
Hey, get Tolbert, guys. That's the hero right here. Hi, little Tolbert. Say hi, little Tolbert. Get Tolbert so you can say hi to little Tolbert. That quarterback got a long day. Four interceptions. I don't know how many sacks. Good job, you. Need to go and soak in the ocean or something.
A healthy Deion Sanders made his first appearance of '95 against some former teammates. Primetime wasted little time letting the Falcons know he was back in town and more than ready to defend his turf.
Third down and goal. ready to throw, airs it out in the end zone, knocked down by Deion Sanders, intended for Bert Emanuel.
Sanders got most of the attention, but was more than happy to share the glory with another Cowboy cult figure, Daryl Moose Johnston.
Handoff Johnston to the 5, to the 1. Touchdown! Daryl Johnston, an 8-yard run.
Also itching for a spot at center stage was Michael Irvin.
Max, I gotta go deep on Max. I gotta go deep. I gotta back their ass up.
Here's a deep drop for Aikman. First in, pump fake, going way down the field for Michael Irvin, bumping and grinding at the 5. Oh, he's got it. The ball. Touchdown Cowboys. No flag.
The game was all but over when Deion made a long-distance attempt to give the Cowboys an extra dividend on their investment.
Goes right to Deion Sanders at the 5. He bobbles the ball incomplete. I don't know how.
What's all wrong, man? I didn't think I could outthrow prime time.
I know.
He's lost his beat. He's lost it. No, but he was so wide open.
That's the way it was last time, too.
Naturally, Deion's debut became the hot topic of post-game conversation.
Cowboys selfish, man. Why they try to beat people by big margins? Had them down and took Deion deep anyway.
Primetime's next opportunity came where else? In prime time during his Texas Stadium debut on Monday Night Football. Sanders showed a nationwide audience that yes, he could tackle. And he had a few other tricks up his sleeve the Eagles weren't expecting.
In reverse to Deion Sanders at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Sanders to the 45, 50. Gets a blocker. Somehow Deion Sanders snuck on the field.
The only player more anxious to touch the ball was Emmitt Smith, who always seems to save his best performances for the Eagles.
Hand off, Emmitt Smith, up the middle, running 35, 30. One tackle to break, he does. 25, 20. Race to the end zone to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin gave the crowd even more to cheer about with their customary scoring hookup. And so did cornerback Larry Brown, who had never notched an NFL touchdown until Philadelphia unintentionally ended the drought.
Pump fake, big rush, goes to the flat, intercepted by Larry Brown. He'll score from the 20-yard line. Touchdown Dallas.
The Cowboys were thriving under all the media attention. Actually, they had no other choice.
We got radio, we got TV, we got the beat writers. I mean, you got like 50,000 different opinions, where in the average town you only got about 10. Now we get all this thrown in on top of ESPN and everybody else, and we don't know which way we're going sometimes.
There always seems to be other things going on around the outside. This year in particular, though, I think there definitely was a lot more. You had the signing of Deion, the things with Nike and American Express, the lawsuit against us, the countersuit by us against the NFL. You know, I think the players and everybody within the organization did a very good job of staying focused. We felt we had something to prove coming out this season.
There's such a thing as creating some negative vibes at times, you know, when the expectations are so high. But at the same time, you know, our team is used to those kind of distractions. And in fact, when they don't have any distractions, it's probably a distraction to them.
The media glare was especially bright for the Cowboys' mid-season showdown with their most hated rival.
Back to throw. Over the middle. It is caught. Here's Rice. He's off and running. He's to the 40. They can't catch him. He'll beat them all. Touchdown, 49ers.
The quick strike was a body blow from which Dallas simply could not recover.
Quick slant in. Ball is caught and fumbled. 49ers pick it up. Bringing it back is Hanks. He's going to go. He'll go in. Touchdown, 49ers again.
Unbelievable.
Are we in San Francisco again?
Have we not seen this before? Flashbacks from last year.
The Cowboys were stunned, but had little time to lick their wounds. Ahead lay 2 games in 10 days against the best teams in the AFC.
America's team, Raiders! 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 America's team, the Raiders! Gonna take him down. He's going down.
All right, bro. Let's make some plays. We need them this week.
Play action. It's going to be the bomb. To Ismail at the 45. It's intercepted by by Deion Sanders. At the 40-yard line, he waves the ball in the air.
Well, it's like, I've got it, boys. Turn around. Let's go the other way.
Deion holds the ball
like
Babe Ruth pointing to the outfield fence.
Sanders then turned matters over to Michael Irvin, and number 88 ripped the Raiders' secondary to shreds.
First down from the 17. Deep drop. Throws. Michael Irvin wide open. Touchdown Cowboys. Oh, man, was he wide open.
You know, now I'm paying him. It's no doubt about I'm going up every time.
Oakland stayed in single coverage against Irvin and paid dearly. But the Cowboys' cash register was Emmitt Smith, who rang up 3 touchdowns in one of the most pivotal victories of the season.
Man rush. Aikman pitch to Emmitt Smith. Sweeping to the left, has a block by Johnson. At the 10-yard line. Still free at the 5. Down to the 3. Touchdown Cowboys.
Oh, man, what a run.
First and goal from the 4. Handoff Emmitt Smith. Corner of the end zone. Easy touchdown for Emmitt Smith, his 3rd of the day.
4 days later, the Cowboys were rude Thanksgiving hosts for the visiting Chiefs.
Let's play with poise. Let's play one play at a time. Every play won't go our way. Let's play with poise, with purpose. Hey, 11-1. 11-1.
First down at the Kansas City 15. Handoff Emmitt Smith again. 15. Big hold at 10 to the 5. He scores. Emmitt Smith, touchdown Cowboys. And all at a hole.
Find the 88. You found the 88. Find the 88, baby. Let's go.
Aikman on 3rd and 13. Going for the bomb again from Michael Irvin in the corner of the end zone. He bobbles the ball.
What a catch. Oh, man. Dale Carter was there. The ball was there, and Michael Irvin stayed with it.
Now let's keep our poise. Let's keep our poise. One play at a time. We got a lot of football left. Let's calm down. Come on.
Second down and 8. Pass over the middle, wide open. Novacek, 25-20. He races to the end zone. He's going to score. Jay Novacek hurdles a player at the 15 and goes 33 yards for the touchdown.
Kansas City tried to stage a comeback, but the Dallas defense had other ideas.
Bootleg to the right. Oh, boom! Bono is tackled. Fumble picked up by Darren Smith at the 40 to the 50. It's a race to the end zone with the guard giving chase to the 30, down to the 20. It's Darren Smith down to the 13, down to the 5.
Having disposed of the AFC's elite, the Cowboys turned their attention to a rematch with the Redskins. Emmitt Smith showed warm love for former teammate James Washington when he ran into him before the game. But it turned into tough love when he ran over him a few minutes later.
He smacked into James Washington and carried JW right into the end zone.
But the Redskins continued their winning ways against the Cowboys, sweeping the season series for the first time since 1987. The footsteps heard off in the distance belonged to the Philadelphia Eagles, who were closing the gap in the division race. Entering brutally cold Veterans Stadium to an equally chilly reception, the Cowboys were about to play in one of the most controversial games in franchise history.
Let's get some respect, man.
They have no respect for our running game, fellas. They say that we have to take away our receivers. Well, them. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Led by Larry Allen's crushing block, the Cowboys took early control on the line of scrimmage.
Outside the 10 to the 5, pushes to the end zone, touchdown Cowboys.
Great run.
Daryl Johnston showed the way. Emmitt bounces outside like he did twice against Oakland and scored, pushing Taylor into the end zone.
This is an amazing run by Emmitt Smith.
We better run it, okay. Keep pounding it. Our running ability. They starting to say we can't run the damn football. They want a line set made up in that secondary. We'll run on them all day. Let's go. Damn day. All day. All day. All day. I mean, all night. Let's go, brother. Keep it going.
Second and 7. Here comes the Cowboys on a blitz. Throw to sideline. Intercepted by Larry Brown. He may score 40, 45-50, 45-40. He will score. This is a touchdown. Larry Brown has his second TD of the year. Touchdown Dallas on the interception by Larry Brown.
But the quick lead evaporated as the Eagles tied the game at 17 late in the final period. Deep in his own territory, Barry Switzer gambled on 4th and short in hopes of keeping possession.
Here's your ball game. Barry Switzer makes the call.
Eagles complete it. If they stop the Cowboys here, they give it to Smith. He doesn't make it. They stop him. The Eagles take over on downs. The Eagles take over.
Dallas lost, and critics nationwide angrily called for the head of the beleaguered Cowboy coach.
After the Philadelphia game, when I think the criticism got to its peak level during the course of the season, one of the first things he did was address the team in the meeting on Monday and told us that he had to deal with adversity throughout his life and gave us some indications of things that had happened during his personal life that I myself was not aware of, and I'm sure some of the other players. And he said that those were much more difficult to overcome than what he was going to have to face here, and because of that, he had kind of built up a rough exterior.
He took a lot of criticism. I mean, stuff that he probably didn't have nothing to do with, he still had to feel it. And it kind of touched you, say, hey, this man out trying to do his job and not giving a fair chance. It's going to be hard for him. I don't care who you are.
When there's change, there's always resistance to change, and finally the last thing is acceptance. And when you go through a spectrum of emotions, that's the final emotion you have to deal with, is that finally is acceptance. I'm here. Yeah. And and that's what Jerry wants, what I want, it's what it's going to be.
The players quickly closed ranks behind Switzer, but their on-field performance was not nearly as steadfast as the allegiance shown to their coach. Against the lowly Giants, Dallas trailed for most of the day, and only a record-tying 5 field goals from Chris Boniol saved the Cowboys. His last kick, the game winner, came with only 1 second left on the clock.
Cowboys to win it. Snap, spot, kick on its way. And it is good.
The losing streak was finally over, but the Cowboys remained a troubled team.
The intensity was there, but it wasn't as high as it was at the beginning of the season. And it's hard to keep that intensity up week after week after week, but it's expected of us, and we expect it of ourselves.
I think our guys had gotten to the point where they had just about had enough of they're done, they're finished, they're not the Cowboys of old. There's no Cowboy mystique anymore. We should feel like that there's no Cowboy mystique. We ought to just line up and play our game of football the way we know how to play it.
On Christmas night in the Arizona desert, Dallas resurrected the season with its best performance since opening day. Losses by the Eagles and 49ers meant that the Cowboys could clinch the division crown and play off home field advantage with a victory. And it would be supporting player Kevin Williams taking the leading man's role, with 9 catches for over 200 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Here's a pass to Kevin Williams, complete at the 15, turns a curl at the 10, to the 5, touchdown Cowboys! Aikman drops, wide open, down the middle, thrown, caught, Kevin Williams. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, he's caught from behind, he grabs himself and pushes himself into the end zone.
Boy, that's a great effort by Kevin Williams.
The Dallas defense, healthier than it had been in weeks, shifted into high gear, aggressively hounding the Cardinals into 3 sacks and as many turnovers, blowing the game wide open well before halftime.
Here's a pass picked off by Brock Marion at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Cowboys!
Now only one issue still remained unresolved, a record score for Emmitt Smith.
Hand off Emmitt Smith at the 5, up to the 3, to the 1, touchdown Emmitt Smith, hello record.
The 25th rushing touchdown of the year for Emmitt Smith.
Just weeks before, Dallas had been left for dead. Now they were the Super Bowl favorite. In little more than a month, the Cowboys would return to this same stadium and prove they were indeed the very best team in the NFL.
What a game expected this afternoon. The Eagles, who beat the Cowboys at the vet, beat them dramatically up against a tremendous challenge.
Down with the Eagles! Yeah!
Dominate! 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 Let's go now! In their house! We're going to take it away away from him. We're going to bring him down. We're going to bring him down. Bring him down on three. 1, 2, 3. Bring him down.
It was the Eagles and not the Cowboys who fell, as the Dallas defense stuffed the run, limiting Philadelphia to a miserly 74 yards. Once the legs were chopped off, the body was sure to follow. The Cowboys sent quarterback Rodney Peete packing from the pocket, where he became an inviting target. With one jarring open field hit, safety Darren Woodson knocked Peete out of the game, all but classifying the Eagle offense DOA. Using number 54, Kurt Gouveia, the Eagles tried to blitz Troy Aikman, who coolly avoided the rush. With prime receiver Michael Irvin taken away by coverage, Aikman directed his focus toward Kevin Williams, who responded with 6 catches for 124 yards. The Cowboys' ultimate but not so secret weapon was launched early in the second quarter.
Here's a reverse to Deion Sanders. Cuts upfield at the 25. Now reverses direction. Finds a blocker at the 20. To the right. To the 10. To the 5. Touchdown Deion Sanders.
Sanders sparkled as he read the offensive script, then totally rewrote it.
Started left, was stopped. Went to the right and ran all 21 yards.
Oh, that's only Deion Sanders who can get that one in.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Deion Sanders scores on the offense. The Sanders shuffle in the end zone.
Deception had broken the ice. Now sheer Cowboy muscle would brutally overpower the Eagles.
Harold Johnston in motion, handoff Emmitt Smith. He dives to the pile and scores, and Emmitt Smith is in the end zone to give the Cowboys a 16-3 lead.
Randall Cunningham replaced Peete, and Barry Switzer sent his pass rushers at the ill-prepared quarterback from every angle. Cunningham, who was sacked 4 times, had missed several practices witnessing the birth of his first child. And while that delivery was successful, most of the others were not. The Eagles had finally hit the wall. A wall made up of Cowboy All-Pros who capped the rout with one last brilliant moment.
Pump fake, lob to the end zone for Michael Irvin. Caught, touchdown Cowboys.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. That's really good stuff. Touchdown.
By crushing the Eagles, the Cowboys reached the NFC Championship for the 4th straight year. But for the first time this decade, it would be played against Green Bay and not the 49ers.
We got one more game, and we hope that we can play our best game. I mean, everybody was focused. We had a good week of practice. Everything was solid. You know, we was looking good, smelling good, feeling good. So everything went good.
Luckily, I don't think anybody really got injured because of this game. Everybody's still pretty fresh, I believe, and hopefully Green Bay is a little tired.
From Texas Stadium, deep in the heart of the Lone Star State, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Let's go now! Let's go! Let's get it on!
With the playmaker and primetime leading the cheers, Texas Stadium was roaring with noise that could wake the dead.
We gonna kicks and 10.
And listen up now. Personal battles, right? Let's not get caught up in this and knock the seven, get off, make tackles, play ball. That's all. That's all.
Come on, let's hit people. Let's hit people. Dominate.
After holding the Packers to an early field goal, the bright lights of Dallas flashed neon.
Pass over the middle, caught by Deion Sanders, 40, 35-30, 25, down to the 20, still running, 15, to the 10, out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Sanders doing the dance all the way down the field. He's hard to keep up with.
And it was hard to defend against a team loaded with big-name, big-game players who continually come through when they are needed the most.
On the screen, throws, intercepted by Leon Lett at the 11-yard line, and the Cowboys have the ball. The big cat.
We rolling, baby. We rolling. Are we rolling? We rolling. I bet we rolling. We rolling. We rolling.
Brett Favre's got to settle down. He's just making some terrible throws right now.
Come on, old positive yardage now. We need this 6. We need this 6.
To Michael Irvin, caught by Michael Irvin, touchdown Michael Irvin. The Cowboys have taken a 13-3 lead.
Green Bay absorbed the early punches, then responded with 2 long touchdowns to climb back in the game.
Keith Jackson, touchdown on a bullet down the middle, and the Packers have come back to lead the ball game.
There's always a spark in the eyes of the great ones. And with the Cowboys pinned on their own 1-yard line, Emmitt Smith showed why he is pro football's best big-game running back. The drive was vintage Cowboy offense, powered by the talented Dallas trinity of Smith, Aikman, and Irvin. On 2nd and goal, Dallas finished off their 99-yard masterpiece.
Handoff Smith again, blocking again, and Emmitt scores this time, and the Cowboys have taken the lead with the Emmitt Smith touchdown with 24 seconds remaining in the first half.
But by the end of the third period, the Cowboys trailed by 3. Yet while the visitors held the edge on the scoreboard, they were losing ground in the trenches. The Packer defenders were fading fast, pounded by the Cowboys' talented offensive line, and carved up by Jay Novacek, who ran through and over the Green Bay secondary.
Jack left, ISO left.
Translated to English, it means touchdown.
Man rush, handoff Emmitt Smith to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown Cowboys. Oh, look at that hole. They went on the left side that time.
Eric Williams, Larry Allen, and Mark Tuanay all held their blocks. Nate Newton rolled off a combination block to pick up one linebacker, while fullback Darrell Johnston nailed another.
And the Cowboys are back in front again. My goodness, what a hole was opened up.
Nothing more than precise timing and teamwork. After all, it was the fourth quarter, the business end of the football game. And that's when the Cowboys did their best work.
Knockout punch. Time for the knockout punch, huh? Time for the knockout punch.
Roll to the right for Favre. He sets up, pump fakes. Now goes way down the field, intercepted by the Cowboys. Larry Brown to the 30, 40, 45, 50.
Well, this is a strange decision by Brett Favre, and he kind of flashes back to the old Brett Favre. When he gets out of the pocket, that's what the Cowboys were concerned about, and then he just telegraphed it. I mean, there wasn't any doubt where that ball was going.
Dallas will have the ball at midfield, and that is a big hurt right there.
Nail in the coffin. Nail in the coffin.
We'll see if it's the play of the game. And Aikman first down from the Cowboy 47. Going for a bunch to Michael Irvin. They're dancing. Irvin catches the ball to 25, to the 20, to the 15, and out of bounds.
One more score, baby. One more score.
Cowboys are in the running formation with Kendall Watkins in motion out of the eye. Hand off Emmitt Smith at the 15 to the 10. He'll score. Emmitt Smith dances to the end zone. The Cowboys have taken a 2-score lead.
Boy, the Cowboys just stick it at him. They just stick it at him after the Larry Brown interception.
2 minutes, baby, we there! 2 minutes!
In the final moments, Brett Favre collapsed under a sea of sacks, 3 in a row. Green Bay's season was over, but not that of the Super Bowl-bound Cowboys.
If we get 3, they're this team. They're Aikmans and Emmitts and Eric Williams. That's who's winning the Super Bowl.
Perhaps the conference title was cherished most by Barry Switzer, who saluted his players for both their hard work and their loyalty.
Y'all are a beautiful, beautiful football team. Let's go. Y'all are tremendous, and I really appreciate some of the things that you guys said to me personally. Some of you players did in the ball game. It really means a lot to me. It really does. And I want to thank our coaching staff. I want to thank these guys that all we have to put up with, and all the people outside. Hey, they're loyal. They stuck with me and fought their rear ends off, and I believe in them, and they believe in me.
All right, I got something to say, man.
You got it, man.
I ain't said nothing all year.
Yes, sir.
Y'all to know, man, I went last year. It ain't the same.
That's right.
Y'all dudes are unbelievable, man, the way y'all have accepted me and embraced me, let me be me. This team is unbelievable, man. Ain't no jealousy, ain't no envy from nobody.
In a battle of 4-time Super Bowl champions, the Steelers charged into Super Bowl 30 hoping to recapture past glory, while the Cowboys look to make history with their 3rd Super Bowl title in 4 seasons. With Dallas's cast of stars taking center stage, this would surpass all other Super Bowls as the most watched event in television history.
Come too far, we've overcome too much. Remember what we said, poise, 60 minutes, and physical.
Hey, it's been a long time coming, but we finally here. Let's go out here and play a complete game. Let's go from the Alpha to the Omega. Let's go out here, kick these Pittsburgh Steelers' ass up and down the field, and go home and enjoy it for a full year. Hey!
In the opening quarter, the Cowboys' dynamic offense came out firing with power and precision. Linemen like guard Larry Allen overpowered Greg Lloyd and the Steelers.
Big hole, 50, down the middle of the field, 30, 28-yard line. Big run for Emmitt Smith. That hole was wide open over Nate Newton and Mark Tuinei.
Well, the game's starting out just the way the Cowboys wanted it to, obviously. They got the pass to Michael Irvin for big yardage. They run Emmitt Smith on that left side. It just pops open.
Greg Lloyd getting murdered right there.
Lloyd and the Steelers looked overmatched and outmanned.
Deion Sanders, wide right. Michael Irvin, wide left. Aikman straight back to pass in the middle of the Super Bowl 30 insignia. Throws the bomb to Deion Sanders. And Prime Time makes a 47-yard prime catch of a Troy Aikman bomb. Novacek is a flanker right and Johnston in motion. Fake handoff. Aikman to pass on 1st and goal from the 3. Wide open. Jay Novacek. Touchdown.
And I think the one thing the Steelers didn't want to have happen has happened. They're down 10-0.
A lot of football left. Let's go. Let's go. A lot of football.
Ready.
The Cowboys nearly took a 17-0 lead midway through the second quarter.
Throws down the middle to Michael Irvin. Touchdown, Cowboys. There's a flag on the play.
It is against Dallas.
Grab this shirt. He grabbed the shirt. No.
Michael Irvin did grab Carnell Lake's shirt, and though the Cowboys had to settle for a field goal, Irvin had no dispute over the call.
I grabbed it. Boom. He was going for the ball. Hey.
I know. I know that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying a good call.
Thank you.
I'm on your side, baby. I'll give it to you if it's good.
With Dallas ahead 13-0, the Steelers' defense finally tightened.
Come on, defense. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Pittsburgh corralled Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys' running game as the two defenses began to set a physical tone for the day.
All right, dude. Hey. Let's go now. Come on.
O'Donnell's getting a lot of pressure, and he's not getting rid of that football to get out of trouble.
O'Donnell and the Steelers were down, but not ready to be counted out.
All right, we can still run it now. We got some time.
Thank you.
We just got to get a score here, and we'll be in good shape.
With twilight approaching at the end of the half, the Steelers finally began showing a spark of life.
Dancing, skipping, gliding off that right side.
He gives him a little bam-a-rama, a little niftiness, does he? And he takes it down to the 30-yard line.
Let's go! Nickel, James.
Four-man rush. O'Donnell fires for the end zone, and the pass is caught. With the football is Ernie Mills.
That was a sweet catch, was it not?
With 13 seconds left in the half, the Steelers finally got on the board.
First and goal at the 6. Slant pattern for the goal line. Touchdown, Steelers! Pulling that ball in is Yancey Thigpen. His first playoff touchdown reception. And this place is on fire.
We might have something now. This Super Bowl game is on.
In the second half of Super Bowl 30, a quiet Dallas cornerback stepped into a prime-time spotlight of his own and produced the game's first turnover.
Out of the shotgun, O'Donnell on 3rd and 9. Here come the Cowboys. He throws downfield. Intercepted by Larry Brown to the 50, to the 40, down to the 30. High steps, still on his feet to the 20 with a helicopter move, and he goes out of bounds.
And the shame of it is O'Donnell threw it right to him. There was no receiver out there. And that is a real harmful play to the Steeler cause.
That's how you play, Larry. That's how you play, baby. With confidence.
Ball just sailed a little bit.
Emmitt Smith behind Aikman. Fake to Smith. Play action. Roll to the right. Aikman has all day. Fires. Caught. Michael Irvin out of bounds.
And what a throw by Aikman on the dead run. And Dallas is knocking at the door.
Gene Novacek tied in on the left. Hand off Emmitt Smith. He gets close to the plane of the goal line. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Hey, let's go. A lot of football. A lot of football. Let's go.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
I like to hammer it right down them right now. Right down their face. Let's go. Right down their mouth.
Bill Cowher's Steelers did hammer away with Bam Morris, the basher. And they also mixed things up with Cordell Stewart, the slasher. Cowher was the youngest head coach in a Super Bowl, yet he was wise enough to know that to beat Dallas, he had to take chances.
Well, now we'll see how Bill Cowher decides to play it.
Don't tell me about punting because we were going for it.
In motion is Ernie Mills. Handoff goes to Van Morris. He didn't make it.
He did not make it.
That was my decision not to punt. It's all on me. Can't make a yard when you're down by 13 points. You don't deserve to win a championship. On 2 shots.
Cowher refused to second-guess himself.
Is that the right thinking? I don't know, but that's my thinking.
Instead, he shifted strategy. Neil O'Donnell threw 32 times in the second half, but the Cowboys are a team accustomed to protecting a lead and their turf. Dallas's defense forced Pittsburgh to settle for a field goal.
Good snap, ball down, and Norm's kick is on its way. That kick has height, it's got distance, and it's got accuracy. 46-yard field goal.
Hey, Dick, I'm going onside here. Not leaving anything in the bag.
Kevin Williams and Brock Marion are the two deep, and the Steelers try an onside kick. And they got it! And a man running with the football at the 50, and is out of bounds on the far sideline.
Daring strategy by the Deer Bill Tower. Power.
Let's go! Let's go! Throw the ball, baby! Yeah! We're gonna win it, baby! We're gonna win it!
Great call. Hey, got nothing to lose. You know what? Let's go. You know why? Because I trust you guys in defense. So I went through on fourth down here, man. I trust you guys in defense.
Cowher's gamble yielded dividends, but everything gained against Dallas comes with a punishing price. The Steelers absorbed a season's worth of hits in the second half, but their resiliency helped pull them within 3 points late in the fourth quarter.
Down for the Steeler touchdown, and we got a dandy in Super Bowl 30.
That was a gutsy call on the onside, though, right?
Great call.
Huh?
Great.
Close. I loved it. Got us into the game.
And so did the Steelers' defense. Their second half resurrection limited the Cowboys to just 61 total yards. The colorful spectacle that is the Super Bowl was developing a black and gold hue, but eventually it would turn brown. Larry Brown, leaving the terrible towels to dry tears.
Big play, baby. Big play, team.
Out of the shotgun and 4 wide receivers. Here's a pass in the flat. Picked up by the Cowboys. Larry Brown may score at the 30, 20, 10.
You can run for mayor. Exactly. Turn up. I'll vote for you, dog. As long as you give me a job.
Second and goal from the 4. Watkins in motion. Handoff Emmitt Smith on the right-hand side. Touchdown. Emmitt Smith scores.
And Dallas, your Cowboys are world champions again. The Dallas Cowboys and their fans can celebrate being the team of the 90s now.
Most valuable player of Super Bowl 30, number 24, Larry Brown.
For the Cowboys, this game was symbolic of their season. They dominated early with their superstars. They struggled and faced adversity as they went along, but they always believed in themselves. And they triumphed, winning their 5th Super Bowl title and 3rd in the last 4 years. The 1995 Dallas Cowboys are an honor to the team's glorious past and the world champions of football's present.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed.